Good evening, attendees. Good evening, Dr. Amjad. Once again, we welcome everyone to the second part of our webinar today, which is Protein as Ergogenic Dietary Supplements, Safety and Effectiveness for Physical Performance. Attendees, once again, we would like to kindly remind everyone to please follow the instructions that we have sent yesterday on how you will achieve to get your CME certificate of attendance during the first day webinar. And also you will need to do the same for the second day of our webinar or for the second part of our webinar. For the international attendees or for those who doesn't have Emirates ID, communicate with us over email as we will be giving you your certificate of attendance as a PDF copy. Dr. Amjad, once again, we thank you for your time for this second part and we look forward for a wonderful presentation for today. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Kim. Thank you, attendees, that you are joining us. And as I told you yesterday, that we'll start with the protein and supplement safety effectiveness in a way that we'll do it as a story. So yesterday we were defining what are these supplements, how we can categorize the dietary supplement or health-related supplement with the ergogenic supplement. Then after that, we mentioned some examples, and we found that some of these examples it has the same common name, but with different purpose, different objective. Then we went through the history of the regulation of these supplements and how it was under the umbrella of FDA before 1994. Then after 1994, that it's moved to another regulatory body that involved in other regulation. And the way of regulation, it is less in terms of follow-up or instruction with compared with the FDA. And we found that all these supplements are safe until prove that it's unsafe, unlike the FDA that how to deal with the drugs, that all these drugs should not be reached to the market unless first they is proved that it's safe. Then we went to some reports that especially start to appear after 1994 and some cases that these products are start to call it between two brackets as a contaminated and mainly contaminated with the steroid hormones. And the reason behind the steroid hormones, because steroid hormone that it is part of the growth hormone that will stimulate the cell division and cell enlargement and water retention inside these cells. So it will improve the bulk formation of the body and also will increase, if you want to gain muscle, it will increase or facilitate the cell division and also facilitate the muscle gaining. Then after that, we went through that, how the practical approach that we can be in the safe side, how we can select the supplement. We introduced the third-party companies that they start as private companies, but they give you a certificate that if they give you the certificate of the product, that means your product is safe or relatively safe. Also, they have the right to check the raw material, to check the labeling and compare between what is written in the label and what is existing in the product. And the good things of this company that they are keeping updating this information on a monthly basis. So yes, it is good that if I would select a third party or a certificate from a third party company, but it's also my responsibility to double check every time that this batch or this product is under the certification. Let's say that I'm dealing with a company, doesn't mean that all the product within the company is safe, no. That means that I have to double check that this product is safe and continue. In addition to that, we went through how I can compare the quality of the amino acid or the protein, and we said that all of them, they are high quality in terms if I'm talking about whey protein, if I'm talking about casein, if I'm talking about cluster, all colostrum or other type of product compared with soy protein. Even the milk, we found that it's one of the top high quality proteins. Now we are starting with something new. Before we start to present some product and to do a comparison, also we mentioned that we have alternative as a clinical dietitian, as nutritionists working in the field, we can use our clinical supplements. So using these clinical supplement or what is used in a clinical, facility. Also, it can be considered a plus, and it can put me in the safe side, especially as I mentioned several times, and I will repeat it again, it's a legal issue. So now we'll start to present some of the product or some of the component of the product that also is very important for us to know how they can say that this product, it has a good effectiveness or is bad effectiveness, or how I can say I can recommend it. First step, usually what I will do. Now we'll start with this. I selected some common amino acid product available in the market in terms of the, we call it that to promote the growth hormone or branchine amino acid. Ergogenic aids, as we mentioned, something that to promote or enhance the work, unlike the dietary supplement that is mainly aiming to protect or to give a nutritive value to protect against deficiency or promote. Consuming a substance in abnormal quantities with the intent of artificially and unfairly enhancing the sport performance. This is a definition of anti-doping or IOC anti-doping legislation. Now, with the ergogenic, now the product that I presented, we will focus on the properties, the theory. Theory mean here, what is the theory or what is the claim, the manufacturer that they are claiming this product will do. Then a very simple question, does it work? Is it effectiveness? Is it safe and legal? Then do you recommend it or you don't recommend it? Now we'll start first with our this product. We'll start with arginine, ornithine, lysine. Arginine, ornithine, lysine. These amino acids are found in natural and also are found in many products that they sell it as these three components of amino acid. The claim and the theory behind these supplements or these amino acid, it will increase the muscle mass and decrease the body fat by increasing the growth hormone. So mainly these supplements many are sold in a way that it will promote and produce growth hormone. How? Because this amino acid, it has a positive effect, a stimulative effect on the pituitary gland, which means that it will add or will promote the production or induce the body to produce the growth hormone. Does it work? Yes. 10 grams orally may increase the level of growth hormone, but sometimes if I will give it in high doses, it may cause GI distress. It has clinical studies, they show that, or well-controlled studies, they show that it has no effect on the body mass or the strength or the fat level. Why I mentioned fat level? Because here you will find a combination. Most of the amino acid or most of the supplement that claim that to promote the growth hormone immediately, that will reduce the body fat because the body will increase the utilization or the body will go to the positive direction in terms of growth. So it will utilize all the amino acid available and the protein and will increase the basal metabolic rate. So the body also will start to use the fat as a source of energy. Okay? So arginine, ornithine, and lysine, is it safe and legal? It is safe, but put this in your mind as a nutritionist. Excess consumption of a specific amino acid may inhibit the absorption of other amino acids. And this is the ABC of nutrition, what we know a long time ago. Yes, I can take certain amino acid, but keep in mind the excess amount of this amino acid will affect badly the absorption of other amino acids. Now, do you simply recommend it for athletes? No, I don't recommend it for athletes. I don't recommend it for athletes if I am aiming to increase the growth hormone. If the aim is to use this amino acid, arginine, ornithine, lysine, only for the purpose of promoting and increasing growth hormone, it will not be effective. Yes, it will promote, but it will not be effective in a way that will induce the cell division and cell enlargement. In addition to that, Now, if you look at the studies, you will find many studies that support the use of arginine, ornithine, leucine, ornithine to stimulate the growth hormone. Yes, it will stimulate the growth hormone, but in the same time, I need to measure the effect of the exercise. Even the exercise will induce the growth hormone. As we mentioned yesterday, even exercise will induce the replenishment and the body synthesis for the protein. Yes, it will induce the breakdown of the protein or will end up with the breakdown of muscle, but in the same time, it also will activate the body and the enzymes will be ready to over replenishment and replenish in very fast way. The second famous amino acid or a group of amino acid called the branched chain amino acid, which include isoleucine, leucine, and valine. All of them are essential amino acid found in protein-rich food. The RDA is a 3 grams per day. Essentially, it can be easily obtained in food. It can be found as a tablet, powder. Also, it can be found in terms of liquid. Usually, the dose range from 5 to 20 grams per day. Now, what is the theory behind the branched chain amino acid? Now, before we go to the theory, that we know that as a nutritionist, the advantage or the good things of branched chain amino acid, it can give me it can serve two things, by the way. It can be used as a source of energy, much better than other amino acid, and also it can be used as a source for building for the protein, which is actually, it is a protein. But this is the beneficial effect of branched chain amino acid compared with other type amino acid. Now, what is the theory? And here we can connect between the clinical and even the sport. It's reduced the fatigue that results from exercise. Why? Because low level of a branched chain amino acid and high level of a tryptophan amino acid allow the tryptophan amino acid to enter the brain barrier, and entering the brain barrier will allow the tryptophan to produce serotonin, which is caused the sleepiness and fatigue and the relaxation. It gives complete relaxation. This is why they said if the tryptophan level is high and the serotonin level is high, so you will not able to exercise well, and that will cause the fatigue and you will feel the fatigue easily. This is right. This is correct. What are the common things of these amino acids? What is the common between the branched chain amino acid and the tryptophan? What is the tryptophan? How you can classify it? A tryptophan is aromatic amino acid. So in a clinical setting, if you remember that the people with encephalopathy or the BQ kids, we always work hard because we don't want to allow the aromatic amino acid to enter the brain barrier, if you remember. Because entering the brain barrier, it will cause what? Wrong neurotransmitter and will affect badly the quality of the brain. Here, the same issue. What is usually in medical clinical situation we used to recommend or use? We used to use a branched chain amino acid. So most of this evidence base is coming from clinical studies, but with little modification, also it was used in sport and nutrition. So here, yes, I can use the branched chain amino acid, but I will not use it because it will reduce the fatigue. Well-controlled study, they show that there is no effectiveness or difference between studies that were conducted under control between the branched chain amino acid and tryptophan. So even in one of these studies, they ask the athletes to do exercise at VO max of 70 to 75, which is high level of exercise, and they give them glucose, they give them branched chain amino acid, and they give them a tryptophan. At the end, there was no difference between the three groups. Why? Because the level of physical performance for the athletes is to play a major role here. So usually, if I know, I trust that the athletes, I'm working with them, they are highly physically active, they are really athletes, really at least in terms that they are utilizing the free fatty acid as a main source of energy, not the glucose, the effect of these supplements will be minor on them. Yes, there will be effect, but the effect will be minor, unless with other type of athletes that they are not physically active at this level. So when I'm comparing studies or looking at the studies, please do your best to check for a systematic review or a review study, or even double check if there is a well controlled or there is a control in the study, so you can compare between the quality of the result. Okay. So here there was no effective, but I recommend the branchine amino acid because branchine amino acid, to be honest, it has an advantage, as I told you, that it can be used as a source of energy more than other amino acids. But do I have to take it in terms of supplement, or I can obtain it from food? I can obtain it from both sides if I cannot guarantee that my client will able, or my player will able to eat well. And that also we'll discuss it after this lecture. We'll go to the recovery meal and see what are the differences. I placed here beta-hydroxybutyrate because yesterday one of the participants, she asked Ms. Jinan about HMB. HMB, beta-hydroxybutyrate. It's a byproduct of leucine metabolism. It's an essential amino acid, the leucine. Usually our body produces on a daily basis from 0.2 to 0.4 gram per day. The dose usually available in the market or on the products range from 1.5 to 3 gram per day. And sometimes it can be taken in multiple doses. A theory behind it is to increase the muscle mass, reduce the fat, improve the strength and the power. The mechanism is unclear. It may reduce the exercise, induce muscle damage, allow more recuperation. Now, usually beta-hydroxybutyrate also will stimulate the growth hormone, stimulate the insulin-like growth factor. We should always use it as an indicator of the growth hormone that is stimulated or not. So this can be used as a reason that they are want to improve the growth hormone. And as I said, when I'm increasing the growth hormone, I'm moving the body from a stage that only we rely, if I'm adult, that only rely on the cell enlargement, that by inducing the growth hormone, I will have cell division and also cell enlargement in the same time. In animals, yes, they found that is effective. It's actually used in animals, in buffalo also, because it's increased the lean body mass. And in the past, in the 50s, by the way, it was not used in the human. It was using in buffalo to increase the amount of lean meat in these animals. And it can serve, and it can, and they can generate money more at the end. So it is effective in terms of animal. In human, the studies is still inexclusive. That some studies that report it has a positive effect. Some studies show that it's not a positive effect. It depends on how you are measuring the positivity of the test, and it depends on the client or the participant of the study. Before, in the past, it was illegal. Now it has become legal, and it's become legal up with a safe dose up to 4 grams per day for several weeks. And keep in mind, these HMB and these hormones, it has an accumulative effect, so it cannot be leave immediately or easily by the body. Okay, recommendation, as we said, it might be help. In some clinical cases, we are using a product with HMB. If you can help me, what are the cases that we are using HMB more? And you can tell me how we can connect it with the sport. If you can help me, if you can share with me your answer. Yeah? Anyone want to share with me an answer, or do you want me to continue? Now, I will tell you something related because I opened the chat now, something they are asking about the load on the kidney. Usually there is a load in terms of the protein in general on the kidney, but as we said yesterday, it depends on the type of exercise. If I'm doing exercise, look how the process the body is getting ready. Protein is entered in a form of amino acid and carboxylic group. The body will utilize the amino acid if there is a need. If there is no need, the body will not spare the extra amino group, okay, or ammonia, so it will be excreted. In this case, it will add a load in the renal. But if the renal is normally working, it can handle that load. It can handle that load because you are not only talking about the kidney, you are talking about the liver, that it has the ability to convert ammonia to urea. Then the urea should be mixed and excreted outside. However, if I'm doing exercise and I'm using the body to generate or synthesize more salts, like in case of a growth hormone, or I'm doing exercise, that means the body also, the building process is very high. So most of these amino acid will be taken by the body. So it will be kept. This is why if I will compare the creatinine for the athletes, it will be lower if in terms they are building up their muscles. If they are losing muscle, it will be high. So if I'm doing retention, I'm building up, so I can utilize more of that protein, and that protein won't be a load on the kidney or in the liver because most of it will be utilized. But as we said yesterday, the range usually from 1.5 to 2 is not recommended to go beyond than 2 unless there is a need, or I am doing, let's say, leaning, or I am doing a hypocaloric diet. In this case, yes, I can take more protein. But here, yes, it may affect here, but part of taking high protein, you are getting rid from the fluid of your body, extra fluid, and that also will add an issue. Now, usually HMB is recommended for people that they have burns or under a stress condition, or the nitrogen balance inside the body is negative. So I need something that will promote the growth hormone. I need something that also will help me. So protein will be very helpful in addition to the carbs, because keep in mind, in order the protein to work in a proper way, I need to spare it. This is why we have the term sparing effect. If I have enough carbohydrate, enough fat, so I can use and utilize the protein to building. So HMB is found it was effective in burn cases. It was effective in some cancer cases. This is why it is used. But again and again and again, does or are you using in the clinical setting a product sold in a market, in anywhere that is contain HMB, or you are going for a supplement or medical supplement? Yes, nowadays we have alternatives, we have medical supplement, and they use it even with some of the players, not all the players, okay? Now we'll continue. Now we'll go for
Dr. Amjad, I think you're muted.
yes, as usual. I mute myself. Okay. Now we'll start with this one also. Okay. Now, let us go and start with the recovery meal. And in the recovery meal, we'll have some calculation, we'll have some ratios. At the end, we'll do some small exercise and we'll test your knowledge in terms of the exchange list and other product. Now, recovery meal. Recovery means that I'm recover, or the recovery include a process that require replenishment of my body stores or my body fuels or the substrate that was involved in in the production of energy. That include the replenishment of muscle glycogen, that include replenishment of muscle fats, proteins, fluid, and electrolyte. So in order to shift the body from the stage of catabolism to anabolism, I need to start the replenishment process as soon as possible. So during exercise, all these sources are valid and candidate to be utilized as a source of energy. So I'm using my muscle triglyceride as a source of energy. I'm using the adipose tissue in less extent as a source of energy. I'm using my muscle glycogen as a source of energy, although the muscle is a selfish, it's helping its own self. I'm using the liver glycogen. In addition, I'm using the fluids, the electrolytes, and I'm losing what? I'm losing proteins. I didn't say I'm using a protein, I'm losing a protein from the muscle contraction. This muscle contraction will end up of breaking down some of the muscle. Yes, sometimes from 5 to 10%, I may utilize the body protein. And when I say body protein, that will also cause a breakdown of the muscle, and that will be contribute to be used as a source of energy. So aside from the reduction in the muscle glycogen stores, strenuous exercise will result also in a muscle tissue damage. This damage is due to an part of physical stress placed on the muscle, particularly during a phase called eccentric phase. So eccentric phase, which of muscle contraction, this phase will continue to last during the end of the exercise by 24 hours. So doesn't mean that if I end up the exercise now that everything will go normally and the breakdown inside my body is stopped. No. Yes, you may stop the utilization in very fast way of the glycogen here in your body, but the muscle breakdown is continue at least for 24 hours. So there will be a breakdown for the muscle protein, and that also will continue. As is mentioned here, however, muscle damage does not just occur during the exercise, but also can continue after the exercise and may last in hours, and usually it lasts for 22 to 24 hours, depending on the competition. The competitive nature of the sport requires many athletes that may be required to compete in several different contents over a subsequent days or event. This is another factor, and this is very important. So I'm not only talking about one-time exercise or big event. If I'm talking about soccer, football players, basketball, handball, taekwondo, karate, jiu-jitsu, boxing, all these type of activity require a mixed type of exercise. So that's mean I will do the competition in high intensity. Yes, I will do the training in less intensity, but actually I don't have enough time to rest or even to replenish in a proper way. So the breakdown will continue. So recent research has suggested that this situation for athletes benefit from rapid restoration of their muscles and the glycogen stores. In addition, that it can be considered as something that bad and disadvantage for the athletes that they cannot replenish, but also I can utilize it to do some part of the recovery. So many factors that may affect the rate of muscle glycogen storage after exercise. These include the timing of carbohydrates consumption, the amount of frequent of carbohydrate, and the combination of carbohydrate to protein supplement also after the exercise. As a sport nutritionist, usually my target not to stop, because I cannot stop the protein turnover. I need to control the protein turnover in a way that it should not be more than 5% every time they are involving in a competition or in the training. So this is my target, to make it less than 5%. I cannot guarantee that I will stop it or I will freeze it. No, I will do my best to control it. But here, in order to do it in this way, I need to do what? Again, I'm utilizing muscle glycogen, liver glycogen, I need to make sure that I need to cover this amount of glycogen, carbohydrate. I have issue related to the protein and muscle turnover. I need to control it in a way that I need to control the loss. I have issue related to the fluid. Who can tell me what is the best approach to control the fluid loss? How you will plan to calculate or to control the fluid loss? They will do a plan after, during, before, and how you can do it. If you can do it, if you can answer in the chat, please.
Our response, Dr. Amjad from Hijan, is during the whole day.
During the whole day, yeah, that's good. But what about the exercise? Do you have something special? Because during the whole day, it is good. I can calculate your fluid requirement and I will ask you. But if I'm doing competition, what is the best way? Now we'll discover who's attending with Tadqif. If they are not attending, we will not answer.
An answer, see the fluid loss and requirements.
Yes, and how you will do the plan? Usually everything it can be recovered except the fluid. You need to do the recovery before. Yes, sometimes we are doing a exercise drink, and we are doing like today, we are presenting the recovery drink. But with respect to the fluid, I have to calculate the fluid requirement for the physical activity, for the type of the activity, and they have to start the recovery 2 hours before starting the exercise sport. Because if I lost more than 2% of my body weight in terms of fluid, that will affect by 10 to 20% the oxygen consumption. And affecting oxygen consumption, that will limit my availability or utilization of fat. Because fat, I can obtain the energy from fat if I have oxygen. However, carbs, I can produce pyruvate, glycogen, do the glycolysis with oxygen and without the oxygen. Okay, so everything it can be recovered except the fluid and the electrolyte. I have to plan. This is why usually before we start, during the camping rest, usually we do several measurements for the players that include weighing the players before and after the exercise boat to calculate exactly how much they are losing fluid during the exercise. And believe me, from my experience, this per hour, the player they require at least 1.5 liter for a fluid. So I cannot give them 1.5 liter within 5 minutes. So I have to plan it for them 2 hours before, and also I have to add also electrolyte fluid with them because I need also to maintain the electrolyte balance for them. Okay, so I have to take these points in consideration when I'm doing the planning. Now, let's have a clear look here. This is the glycogen stores in our body. The muscle glycogen for an average man is 1400 calorie, liver glycogen 320 calorie, blood glucose 80, total calorie 1800 calorie, which is fine, good. For well-trained muscle, it has developed the ability to store more glycogen by 20 to 50%. So if I'm comparing myself with an athlete, he has an advantage over me that he is capable to store from 20 to 50% more compared to me. So for untrained athletes, they have the capability to store 13 grams per 100 grams. For a trained muscles, they have 32. For carb loading, we have 35 to 40 grams. This is carb loading. We have the special techniques to do carb loading, but keep in mind, it's not advisable to do it more than 2 or 3 times per year. It will lose its effectiveness, okay? Now, why I mentioned start with carbohydrate? Do you remember when we said that, yes, we have anesthetic phase and we have another issue with the training, that I'm not only talking about one-time training, I'm talking about a series of a training session for the players. And it's very important to take in consideration also this type. Here we have the players that they did their training on 3 days, and they were receiving the same meal as the same amount of carbohydrate during the exercise. Their amount of carbohydrate in contribution total calorie ranged from 45 to 50%. In day one, the amount of muscle glycogen was ranged from 1.5 to more than 2 gram per 100 gram. In the second day, it was reduced to reach up above than 1 or 1.2, let's say, to 1.5. And the third day, it's reached to up to 0.7 to 1. So although they are still receiving the same diet every time, but on the third day, the level of glycogen is getting lower. You can say it's reached up to 1/3 what it was before. So that will give you an indicator that this player will reach to fatigue and exhaustion more than the second day, more than the first day. So although I am maintaining the same regimen of diet, but this player will go for fatigue because they are not having anything extra or more supplementation. Now, as I always mentioned, although this is an old study, but I like it. Why? Because in the past, they were able to take biopsy and it was not something big, taking a biopsy from the muscle and analyzing. These are a soccer player. In the first match, or before they start the game, the amount of glycogen reached up, let's say in terms of percentage, was 100%. In the second half, there was a severe reduction in the glycogen. It's become almost below than 50, you can say 40%. During the first 15 minutes of the second match, they reached the exhaustion level. So they continued the game 30 minutes with exhaustion. So they were not able to perform well. They were not able to do the well matched at that time because their glycogen level was low. Look what they lost at the end of the game. They lost 2 liters of water. The range of loss was ranged from 1 liter to 3.5. They lost almost 5 grams of sodium, which is the recommendation. They lost muscle glycogen in terms of 200 grams and the range from 150 to 150. They lost liver glycogen by 50 grams. They lost almost intramuscular fat by 50 to 100 and the adipose tissue 50 grams. All that lost from one game. So if I will take UAE here league as an example, usually they play from 2 to 3 games per week. In addition to full training, yes, they are doing training one time and they are taking 1 day break. So actually, there is no time to have a recovery. When I say recovery, that I need to give complete 24-hour or even 48-hour for the players to have a complete rest with high carbohydrate meal after that. Now, if I will go to the coach or the physical coach and I will tell him, my recommendation, this is to give them 48 hours, he will say immediately, Habibi ma'a salama, Allah ma'ak. I don't need you anymore. And this is right because he cannot do it. He cannot stop after 2 games, 48 hours. Usually, they do training after the game immediately, but usually it is light training. So, in this case, what is the alternative? What are the factors that may affect the muscle and liver glycogen? And here, what I have to look at, and this is my question to you, what is the priority for me here? Is it muscle and liver glycogen? Is it the protein turnover or what? Because as I said, if I have more glycogen, I can do or I can work with the availability of oxygen and without the availability of oxygen. But keep in mind, the level of lactic acid also will play a major role. Now, if I have If I am continue losing muscle every time, my players will get injured easily. So what is my priority here? What I have to focus on? Do I have to focus on the muscle or in the liver glycogen or in the muscle itself? Yes, I need to share, I need to hear from you.
An answer, Dr. Amjad, liver glycogen.
Liver? Liver
Liver, like,
glycogen.
yes.
Yes, yes, good. What else? Do you agree on this question, this answer, or what?
Muscles itself, muscle protein.
Actually, all of them, they are important. I cannot ignore one area. This is why we are promoting to give both carbs and protein together. But what are the factors? Let's look here, the timing of carbohydrate consumption. It has been found that muscle glycogen synthesis is more rapid if carbohydrate is consumed immediately. Immediately, that's mean after exercise. Faster rate of muscle glucose uptake result of an increase in muscle insulin sensitivity. That's right, because during exercise, the insulin is sensitive. The glucose transport protein number 4 is very, very active. That will move from the nucleotide to the cell membrane to facilitate the glucose uptake. So I can take the advantage of that. Now, the amount of carbohydrate also is very important for me. They said if it is range from 0.6 to 0.2 gram per kilogram body weight, is required to minimize, to maximize the muscle. Moderate to high glycemic index food also is recommended. That's fine. Addition of the protein, studies have found that addition of protein to carbohydrate has a positive effect on breast synthesis. And this is the argument now. Now, if you go to the nutritionist, a nutritionist immediately will say, I will recommend carbs because we are losing glycogen. If you go to the physical trainer, they will say, no, I will recommend the protein because I'm worried about the muscle. Let them lose the glycogen. They will lose fat. I'm worried about the muscle itself. Now, in order to answer you, we'll go and do like this. We'll present some studies and we'll talk about it. Normally, muscle replacement glycogen will require, or the uptake per hour will take 5%. But if I'm giving a feed immediately after the exercise directly, the rate will increase from 7 to 8%. That will give me an indicator that I need to introduce the feeding immediately or within the first 30 minutes. Okay, we'll come to it now. This is the first study. Here they were checking only the timing. So they fed the first group after exercise immediately, and they took a biopsy from the glycogen here. And they found the rate of replacement is almost triple after 3 hours. So the red one, that the group that fed after 2 hours, they compared with the group that fed at 0 time. So they found the difference between them is almost 3 times. The second one, it was fed in 2 different timing. They fed it after 2 hours and after 4 hours. So even after 2 hours, it was gaining more muscle glycogen compared with 4 hours. Okay. Another study here, they said, we want to study the effect of a protein, if the protein will add anything extra or not. So they have 3 groups. The first group, they claim that it is low carbohydrate, although it is not low carbohydrate. They were giving 1.2 gram per kilogram body weight. The second group, they give 1.2 gram per kilogram body weight plus 0.4 gram carbohydrate, protein. And the third group, it was high carbohydrate. So here they were aiming, said, I will see the effect of low carbohydrate. I will see the effect of carbohydrate and the protein. and they will say the effect of high protein. But if you look at the second group, carbs and the protein, what is the ratio between carbohydrate and the protein in this group? What is the ratio between carbohydrate and protein in this group? Can anyone answer, please? How I can do it? What? What is Kim? What was the answer?
3 and 1. Then another answer
Yes.
is 1 and 3.
1 to 3. The ratio 3 to 1, 3 carbs and 1 protein. Divide 1.2 over 0.4, that will give you 3. That means I give 3 grams carbohydrate with a ratio of 1 gram protein. So put that in your mind. So they did the study first and they took a biopsy for muscle glycogen. They measured it, they took 2 biopsies. They took it 1 hour after exercise and they took it after 4 hours. So they were giving the feeding. They gave the feed immediately, all of them at the same time, but they were comparing which one is effective. So there was no difference in terms of significance between all of them, whether it is low or high or protein with carbohydrate. And after 4 hours, also there was no significant difference between them, although carbohydrate group, it has more, but it's not significantly high compared, the difference is minor with the protein and carbs, okay? So in terms of muscle glycogen, there is no major differences between them. Now, when I look at the leucine oxidation and the leucine network, so that will give me an indicator about how is the protein synthesis inside the body. In terms of the oxidation, which is used as a source of energy, we'll find the protein carbohydrate one is the highest, even at 1 hour and at 4 hours. That's good, but to be honest, that will not help me a lot because what I need here, I need to look at the net balance. Net balance in turn, if I have a positive balance, that means the body starts to replenish the protein loss and the muscle loss. If it is a negative, that means the body is still in the process of recovery. It didn't reach yet to the 0 level before they start the game. They're still under construction, let's say. The recovery one is already recovered and it's already on the positive side of restarting. So when I look here, I found the combination of protein and carbs, although it's minor, it's minimum. Let's say that let's suppose that the weight of the player is 60 kilogram. And when I say it is 0.4 gram carbohydrate, you are talking about 24 gram protein. You are talking about 24 gram of protein, and that amount of protein with the carbohydrate was serving, it was effective. It was effective in a way that it started to spare that little amount of the protein for building. So when I look at the net nitrogen balance, I found this is positive. Look, immediately after the exercise fed, it was very positive immediately after the exercise. So the building or the rate was very high. And after 4 hours, the network start to reduce. That means the body is going back to the recover in normal way as usual. That means, as usual, the recovery is become very slow. This is why we are taking the advantage of exercise. This is why I always recommend to give a recovery meal, recovery drink immediately or within the first 30 minutes of exercise. Because instead of that, the alternative that I need to give every 2 hours a recovery drink, which is almost impossible for the players to accept to take it. Another thing, if I want to look at the mixed muscle protein fractional synthesis rate, also this is like the net leucine balance, but also that will give me an indicator how all the body protein is moving for rebuilding. So the highest one is the protein carbohydrate. Carbohydrate is good, but actually I will rely on the body protein to do the synthesis. The high carbohydrate, it will not help me, while the combination of carbohydrate, the protein will help me. If I use the protein alone, it won't help me. Protein alone, it won't help me because I need to spare the protein. Otherwise, I will use part of the protein for building, and the protein is not effective to be used to cover the energy. This is the main issue and concern about the protein. This is the muscle branch chain amino acid, also the same. When I'm doing the study, I'm measuring the net. Also the same, the most effective one, is the best one, is the protein carbohydrate one, and it was lasting more than at the end of 4 hours. So at the end here, if I'm aiming to have a better way to recover the muscle glycogen, the liver, and even to control the protein, it's the best way to give a combination between carbs and the protein. There is many different ratios that it can be recommended. You can give 2.5 to 1, you can give a 3 to 1, you can give 4 to 1. Usually I divide my players into 2 categories, 3 to 1 and 4 to 1. And believe me, 4 will make a big difference, because not all of my players in the same level, not all of them in the same strength. If they have a good muscle mass and if they have physically fit, if they have a good VO max, by the way, is the indicator of physical fitness for the players. How much they can consume oxygen or deliver oxygen with a good pressure to the working muscle at sea level. If the VO max for them is 45 and above, that will be considered fine and good. So usually we measure the VO max for the player, and according to that, we divide them. In addition to their muscle mass, we divide them. So many studies have reported that the co-ingestion of carbohydrate and the protein may enhance post-exercise recovery compared with carbohydrate alone. Combining carbs with protein can highest glycogen resynthesis rate, particularly when the carbohydrate intake is not optimal, and can improve muscle damage responses after exhausted exercise. Here in this study, they select a 3 to 1 ratio. Another alternative or another advantage here, the total storage at 4 hours was significantly greater with the ratio of 3 to 1. Here also, this is the same study. Look here, this is in terms of recovery. We found that the recovery of glycogen is the highest compared with the group of carbs and the protein. The good things here also, they were measuring the lactic acid. And the lactic acid, they found that it was lower with carbs to protein meal compared with high carbohydrate or low carbohydrate. Also, that will give an indicator that, because usually lactic acid is a product from the Cori cycle, when there is a high demand of the body to have more calories, so the pyruvate will convert it directly to lactic acid and will produce a 3-ATP. So this is also something advantage for that if I'm giving a combination. So here also I will reduce the muscle sourness and the acidity, and I will recover the muscle in very faster way. Okay, we discuss it also. Here they give me what they use in the study here. What they used in the study, they used a chocolate milk, a milkshake that with the ratio 3 to 1 carbohydrate to protein. And my question here, if you asked to provide a food after the exercise, or you will give it immediately after the exercise, you will recommend to give a meal, last meal that, let's say, a sandwich, or you will recommend to give a drink, and why? I need your feedback. Can we open the mic for them, please, Cam?
Yes, sure, Dr. Amjad. Anyone, please raise your hand so we can allow the microphone.
Yes, yes, please.
Dr. F.
Yeah.
Good evening, doctor.
Good evening.
Personally, I would suggest something like a meal. And I'm not sure how true it is. I'm still new to this, but I think a meal could like take longer to digest. And most probably it's gonna be like, I don't know, personally, when I have a meal, it feels better than a drink. And I've seen a
Are you
better.
involving a training or heavy training or just
No, with a training. Yeah, resistance training, HIIT, and all of
training?
that.
May I know your name and your position, if you don't mind?
Afra.
Afra, حياكي.
Yes, Allah يحييك الله.
Okay, Afra. Afra, you know, after exercise, or during the exercise, as I mentioned yesterday, the peristalsis movement will be very high. The rate of sweating will be very high for the players. So usually that will affect their appetite. They will not able to eat well. Sometimes this is sort to say that the players, they are not having enough glucose. So even they will not able to control, they will see them that they are shaking. So
sure.
They will not accept to take a meal or set to eat a meal. In addition to that, this is very important, Afra. They lost a lot of fluid. Yes, I'm doing recovery for them. I'm doing a planning for them. But believe me, if I'm doing a training in Abu Dhabi or in, I will not say العين bitter, in Abu Dhabi or in Sharjah or in Dubai or in Fujairah or Ras Al Khaimah, with this level of humidity, 1.5 2 liters is not enough for them.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Like I've noticed that if I had a drink, صح, it could help with the dehydration and all of that. But 90% of the time, if I had a drink, I'm not gonna eat for at least another 10 hours.
Wow, that's good. Because usually they will not eat, from my experience. In the past, we used to serve them open buffet menu. Believe me, they were not able to eat very well. But now with the drink, I can give them easily 300 to 250 calories with the amount of protein and carbohydrates. Then after that, I ask them to go back at home and eat. Eat with their family, go outside with their friends. They can eat because that drink is depend how you will drink it or what you are preparing or the amount you are taking. So it's a big challenge for you. But usually the best approach that if I want to overcome the issue of the peristalsis movement and the other, if I'm doing heavy exercise, not an entertainment, that drink is the best way. In addition to that, in the drink, you can increase the amount of calorie more. Okay? In addition, how you will make sure, what are the food usually you use to eat it after the exercise?
I try to have something that includes carbs and protein, just like I mentioned. Usually I would go for an egg sandwich or something like that. Like there's, the protein, high protein peanut butter or something, and have them as sandwiches. It's the easiest option for me. But if you said just like a drink, would it, like, how much can we go with? Like, is 330 enough? If you're saying the drink is better
Actually, you will convince me. You can convince me you were eating more than that in terms of a sandwich.
No. No, it's just like 2 slices of bread and like 2 eggs.
Yes.
That's a meal.
And you are talking about if it is 2 eggs, 200 calories, 2 slices of bread, you are talking about 160. It's almost 360. It's almost the same. It's almost the same. Okay?
The same amount of calories.
Yeah, the same amount of calories.
Okay.
You will calculate now for us the protein. Do the carb protein ratio now. Do it as an assignment now and put it for us. But this is good, Rahma. Afra, sorry. But we'll find a way now, because I'm not sure about which ratio you should have, because that relies on your body composition also. That will rely on your body composition, or if there is a need for you to do it, because some of the players, I will tell you, in the beginning, I don't use a recovery meal if the players now, they are coming after the break, because most of them, they will have more fat after they join the team. But usually after 3 weeks, when their body composition start to be adjusted and they start to notice that they will start to lose muscle, I will immediately introduce the recovery meal. After a while, I will start to introduce both pre-exercise and recovery meal. So thank you so much, Afra. We'll keep you now. Also, we'll ask you to share with us some ideas, and we'll do the calculation also with you. Thank you so much, Afra. Now we'll continue. Like yesterday, we said now we'll go for the calculation. How I can do the ratio 3:1, 4:1. How I can say that this is the right product to be used. Last time we said that we have different products in the market. We'll see which product that we can take. Put it here. And we'll see what we can do. Okay. Yesterday, I shared with you links. Cam, you will share the presentation with them, yes?
Yes, Dr. Amjad.
Yes, good, good. Because we have links. Did anyone checked for curiosity the third company or the third part company that they do the inspection, or no one checked these companies? By mistake, Banati, by mistake. Did anyone check these companies or not?
Miss Janani said yes, she did.
Jinan, mashallah alayha, she's active. She will get A without any help. Not Jinan, we need someone else. By the way, Jinan, there is about a product in these companies also.
Miss Hajar said yes, she did.
I'm sure this is Hajar Sinani, yeah?
Yes, Dr. Amjad.
She always A. She always an A student and A graduate and A colleague. Okay. Now, this is the form, as I told you last time when I did a workshop with Dubai Municipality, and as I said, they are one of the highly professional people in the field. And to be honest, the reason why they invite me and they invited Keith in that workshop, because they start to notice that many bakery product, many restaurant, even as I told you, popcorn, they sell it and they add amino acid. And the question here was what type of amino acid they were adding. And we discovered that they are adding amino acid from the gym markets, or what they call it, a nutrition product. But we told them that these products were not designed actually to go under severe heat, or we are not sure about this quality. And at that time, I recommended for them several products, and mainly these products are medical product, or we use it in the medical setting. Now, this is the checklist that I will share it with you now. Here we are talking about the quality of the protein. If the quality of the protein is high, I will give yes, 1, 2, 3 out of 3. If the safety exists, I will give from 0 to 3 range. If it can be used in the clinical setting, I will also use 0 to 3. Then I will do the scoring. Based on that scoring, then I can say I will recommend that product, or I will not recommend that product. But as I told you again and again, this is a legal issue. And I'm sorry, yes, all these products are available in the market, local market. But there is a big difference. When you recommend to take this product, you are giving green light for the athletes, for anyone, that this product is safe and guaranteed 100%. So this is the main issue. Now let's start with this product. Before we'll do recovery later on. We'll start with this product. This is a new product called Ensure Max from Abbott. It's contained whey protein, casein protein. In terms of the quality, what do you think about the quality of amino acid here? Anyone want to give us a feedback about this product in terms of the scoring? We need volunteers.
From Ms.
Don't worry, we will
Zubaida.
not pay anything. Yes, who's?
Ms. Zubaida Alush, high quality protein.
Zubaida, we can't hear her voice, yani, a long time, yani. We can't hear if she wants to speak. If she wants. Yeah. Or Hajar.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, what do you think about the scoring?
For Ensure Protein Max, for the quality. So as you said yesterday about the milk, it has protein efficiency ratio and the biological values high. So yeah, I can say it's high quality protein.
Well, you are better than me. Yes, I was going for whey and casein, but you mentioned.
Yeah, but also we said the milk is a good choice also. So I can see it's.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
And also the protein digestibility is 1. So
it's high. So in terms of the quality, I will score it as a 3 out of 3.
Yes, 3.
In terms of let's say safety.
I can say safety. It's 3.
No, I will be very frank. Do you use it in the clinical setting or not?
Yes, I use it.
يعني record ولا كان طخيتك دش.
Why, doctor? I mean for outpatient, not inpatient. For inpatient, no.
No, we use it for both, for inpatient and out. If I use it for outpatient, I will use it for inpatient. صلي على النبي. Okay. حسدناكي. This is also 3. Then, are you using that in a clinical setting? Yes, 3. So the score here will be 9. Because safety, for your information, Hajar, if it is even approved by a third party, I will consider it safe. But I cannot use it in a clinical setting. This is the major difference between them. Okay? As I have excused that the product is safe from this company, okay? But I cannot say that I can recommend it to be used in a clinical setting. This is 1. Third, and this is very important, safety doesn't mean that they are guaranteed the macronutrient. The big difference between the medical supplements and the sport ergogenic supplement, the doses are different. Yes, I found high doses in the clinical setting, but these doses, it has a limitation. It's a certain level with the ceiling level. However, with the ergogenic, no. When you go to the vitamins and minerals particularly, you will have mega doses. This is also will be a question mark and will be not easily to accept it. Okay. Also, we need someone from the field of athletes, MB, 100% whey protein, who want to participate also. Who want to participate? Don't worry, you don't have to answer right. We are only discussion. There is no volunteers, Kim?
No volunteers, but we have Mr. Tarek Mehi from Al Jazeera Club. Would you like to speak, Mr. Tarek?
Yes, sure. دكتور العزيز كيفك؟ دكتور طارق, can you hear me? طبعا الجزيرة, they took the first place, they won the Champion League of Arabian League. So congrats for them. I'm sure they have a good sport nutritionist, Mr. Tariq, with them.
Dr. Tariq, you can unmute your microphone.
Abu Hamid, we can't hear you. I think he has a problem with the connection, or
Maybe. Anyone would like to participate?
okay. Now for the whey protein, first of all, it is whey protein. That's high quality protein. So I will consider it as 3 out of 3. MB is a big company, but not the issue with the company. If I checked that product with the barcode, that I will find that the product is certified by a third company. So it is safe, it is safe. Another 3. The third question, can I use it in a clinical setting? No, I cannot use it in a clinical setting. I don't have any permission to be used in the clinical setting. So the score in this case will be 6 out of 9, which is also good, not bad. Yeast protein is another type of protein. First of all, let's check. Now, when you have this product or like this product, what I will go? I will go for the third party company. I will double check. Also, I have another option. I can check the ingredient if I have some ingredient new. But here I'm not checking for the ingredient. I'm looking for the product itself. If that product is certified by a third company, yes, it will be safe. I will consider it as safe. Now, look at the type of the protein. They have whey protein concentrate, they have whey protein isolate, they have whey protein hydrolate, they have also casein, egg white, they have different variety of protein. So yes, I will consider this as a high quality protein. I'm not sure about the safety. I have to check for the safety of the product by using the website of the company. The third company is also Y, and this product is by Abbott. But unfortunately, we don't have the product here in EU. It's served only in US. Also, that product is approved by a third company, although it's a medical company, but they have another branch for the athletes. It's whey concentrate, also high quality, but I cannot use it in a clinical setting. So I will put it 3 out of 6. Gold standard whey protein is high quality. That this product is already certified by a third company, but again, I cannot use it in a clinical setting. Okay, this is very important, Shabab. But ISO, the same thing is approved by a third company. ISO 100, I use it also with Ensure in Al Jazeera Club. It is approved by a third party. 1 scoop will give me 25 gram protein. Now, I will tell you something here. Yes, it is better to use medical protein, but sometimes if the player, they are using something, or some of them, they have a personal coach, or some players, they ask you for an advice, or they are not within your team, and they ask me for the best. Yes, I can recommend for them if these products are approved by a third party. But as I said, from what happened recently in one of the non-clubs here, and though they claim that they are using a product, but we are not sure that this product is approved by a third party or not, but all of them, they were having a positive result about the doping test. So it's for a safety issue, I will go for the medical, but also I can go for the third party, or I can do a combination. Because the best thing that you need to educate the players, if the players listen to you and they trust you, step by step, you can move them and you can advise them to change their mind and to go for a product which with high quality. Nitrotech is a big company, a well-known company. And as I said, be careful about these companies. Also, they have many branches. Also, they can produce different type of a product with different names. This is why if I need to check, I need to check by the the name of the company or the subgroup of the product or the group itself, not only the name of the company. This is approved by a third party product also, and it has a high quality protein, but it cannot be used in a clinical setting. Now let's go for the question. Yes, Ensure Plus is also one of my favorite product. I use it in Al Jazeera Club, and I said I was using the powder one in Al Jazeera one. Then we start to have the liquid, and we have a combination from the powder and the liquid. And I like it because I can play with the formula. Now, what I need from you now, and let's do it as an exercise. I need you to plan a product. Can you take a photo for that product, the ingredient? Please take a photo for the product here. And I need you to plan 4:1 ratio for that product, 4:1 carbohydrate. I need you to plan a product with the calorie not less than 230 calorie at least, or 220 calorie and above, make. And they need a ratio of 4:1. You can do even above than that. The best way that you can make for 2 servings, then you can divide it by 1 serving. You can do it like this. Did you take a photo for that product, Shabab? Okay. Also, I need you to take a picture for this product, the ingredient, the ISO 100. Take a picture for the Ensure Max also. Okay. I will help you also more and more and more. Wait. This is Ensure. Wait. Okay. Yalla, plan a diet for me. Plan and a 3:1 ratio and 4:1 ratio. You will have 5 minutes to do it. Then after that, we can sit and we can do it together. Now with the question about regarding the 45 years old male with 85 kilogram body weight with BMI 25, and he's a chronic kidney stage 2, glomerular filtration 62 due to the obstructive nephropathy. Listen, you mentioned one point is very important, that he's planning to be a bodybuilder. The first question that you will ask this client, if he was on anabolic hormone or not. And you can find that from his body weight. And even if you check the ALT and AST level, with the creatine level, you can discover. If I found the ALT and AST level is very high, that will give you an indicator there is misuse of the drug. Okay? Because unfortunately, we have many reported cases about kidney failure from the people that they are using or misusing the proteins, I will not say the protein supplement, or they are using product contaminated with the steroid hormones. Okay? Here the issue is not his wishing, or the issue is not, here the high protein level is dangerous for him, but in the same time, you have to be clever to calculate his muscle mass. So if it is my case, I will calculate his muscle mass. I will check his nitrogen balance, okay? And I will do the right calculation for him. So it's a very individual, it's difficult to say that I will recommend for him certain amount, okay? because here you need to be careful about the protein requirement, but since he's doing exercise, I can cover his requirement of the exercise, but I have to be careful and I need to check if he's taking supplements or not, because this is the main issue that I'm worried about, that if he's taking a product or supplement, it may harm him more than benefit him. Okay. Do we have any volunteers? They want to solve with me? 4-1 or 3-1? And if Afra, she did her calculation for the egg sandwich or what? Yeah, when I say 3-1, 3 carbohydrate to 1, 3 gram carbohydrate per 1 gram protein. So that's the ratio that I'm doing it. I'm giving 3-1. So I can say 90 gram carbohydrate with 30 gram protein. So the ratio will be 3-1. Okay.
Dr. Amjad, we have Miss Hala Tajreen who would like to participate.
Hala?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. حياك الله. أهلا وسهلا.
I think the 3-1 is the Ensure Plus because it has 48.
You are talking, yes, we have 3, we have 4-1. Also, we have 4-1. We will double check if you wish.
Okay, I mean, this is
drink?
one.
Yes.
Actually, yes, the drink. I mean, the drink.
This is what they use. Yeah, this is what they use in the study. Yeah.
So this is my answer.
I thought you will solve with us, yeah, Hala.
Yeah, I solved, no?
No, we want you to calculate. We want you to prepare. Now, suppose that your player, they doesn't want to have it. They doesn't want to drink the chocolate or the vanilla, or as usual, they said, we don't like vanilla. And this is a case usually we face it because, the players, they will get tired easily from tasting the same food. So usually, this is what we are doing in Al Jazeera Club. Usually, we are introducing this drink in a form of cocktail, Hala.
Okay.
We add strawberry, we add even strawberry essence. We have layers to make it more attractive for the players because appearance is very important.
Yes, and sometimes I add like milk powder.
We add also milk powder, shatra.
Yes.
So we have competition here, khalas.
I think, thank you.
No, you are most welcome. I will help you in a way. I don't know why you are hesitant to solve. It's easily. Okay, suppose I will not go for the max easily. I will go for Ensure, or I will go for Ensure Plus. If I look here at the Ensure Plus, for example, the composition of the Ensure Plus, if we go back to the Ensure Plus, this is trans fat, carbs. Yes, this is Ensure Plus. Look at the Ensure Plus, the amount of carbohydrate is 40-80 gram per serving. The serving is 300, the serving, I think 240, we'll see the amount. Is 40-80 gram, and the amount of protein 16. What is the ratio in terms of carb to protein in that product directly? What is the ratio? I will take 48 divided by 16. The ratio is 3-1. So we have a good ratio here. I can take it directly if I'm like the flavor, if I like chocolate or vanilla or strawberry, I don't have to add anything else. But suppose that I'm doing 4-1. Or I don't like the flavor, and this is happening with us in many cases. In the beginning, they will like the flavor, but after a while, they want to change. Or usually we do a change, and this is much better. Now, if I want to have a ratio 4-1, look what I did. I put the back the 8 ounces of the Ensure Plus is carb 48, protein 16, fat 11, calorie 350. I bought one small banana, 15 gram. Sorry, it will be lower than 15, but I will put half banana. Okay, it will be, oh, sorry, one small right, 15,0060. 1 cup of juice. It doesn't have to be fresh. I can put mango, sugar, whatever. It will be 1 cup to exchange list. I put here 50 gram powder milk, skim milk. Why I add powder milk? Because I need to increase the level of protein. Do you have alternatives? Yes. If I want to use the protein max, I can use the protein bags. If I want to use even a protein powder from any product that I have, I can add. But here I add milk, skim powder milk, 50 gram. Then I put the strawberry concentrate. Here it's not the fresh, it's with sugar, just to make the color and make it like, it's give a certain flavor, because the flavor is very important to me. Then what I did all the calculation here. It's like exchange list. Here the serving, the product will give me 129 gram, 33 gram protein, 11 gram fat, and 750 calorie. This product or this formula will serve 3 cups. So by 1 cup, it will give me 250 calorie. The ratio for protein to carbohydrate here will be what? Will be 3 to 1. The ratio will be 3 to 1. Yes, I can even give more than this 250 calorie. I can give them 300 or 350 calorie, usually the cup that we use with bigger size. Now the question, if I don't want to use milk, I want to use another product. Here I will use ISO 100. I will put Ensure, banana, 1 cup, 1 scoop of ISO 100 will give me 2 gram carbohydrate, 25 gram protein, 0.5 fat, 120 calorie. I change the amount of strawberry in order from 10 to 5 because here I'm using less quantity of serving. The serving here, I can divide it by 2. It will be almost 300 ml. So it will give me 330 calorie. 330 calorie. And the amount of protein will be 15.5. And the amount of carbohydrate will be almost 50 gram carbohydrate. Okay? This is a serving of 3 to 1 if I want to make it 3 to 1. I have another alternatives that I can use pure protein. Okay? I can use pure protein. I can use Ensure Plus. I can make an advantage, by the way, because I want to make a ratio from carb to insulin ratio. And this is what we are planning to do in the future. I don't have to, yes, I can buy it in bucket, and bucket Arginine, she said it cost me 15 dirham, but I can make it and it can serve me for 2 occasion or 3 occasion. Because 1 cup I can use it and I can make 2 serving or 2 serving from 1 cup. Look, I will take 1 Ensure Max. I will add banana, 2 bananas. I will add 1.5 cup of juice because here I need sugar. I will add honey. I will add strawberry. Look at the end at the ratio. The ratio here will be 91 gram carbs with 30 gram protein. The scam serve 2 serving, 3 to 250. Now, if I want to increase or add more, I can add more. I can add even skim milk to it. I can add even increase the amount of the Ensure Max if I want. I can add more honey. I can even double the amount of here, and I can make it to up to 4 serving in the club, or if I have a bigger club and I need to serve more people. So this is an easy way. Now I can do alternatives. I can replace these Ensure Max with other protein. But as I told you, if I have carb and if I want to do, for example, 4 to 1, it's better for me to go for Ensure Plus it will be easy for me to make it. If I want to have a ratio 3:1, I can use max, or I can use even a combination between Ensure Max and other product. Now, the way that usually we serve it, as I told you, we serve it in a form of cocktail. So when the player, they are receiving this drink and they have different flavors, they will not be sensitive from the vanilla taste, or they will not say that we like chocolate or we like a strawberry. If I have usually strawberry, even we do a mix, it will give me a better result. Chocolate sometimes is also good for the player, we use it. So usually what we are serving it in the club, we are serving it in different ways, so the players will not be tired from the taste. My question, does this drink will be limited only for recovery, or I can use it as a pre-exercise meal or a drink, and why? And what is the best ratio if you will use it for a pre? And the time, يلا تزعلوش with the timing. I need the time for the pre-exercise meal and the ratio, and also I need the time for recovery drink with the ratio, or ratios, in other words. And I need your idea. I need you to share with me your feedback about this. Is it easy to do it or difficult? Yes, I'm waiting.
A chat comment, Dr. Amjad, from Hala Tajreen. Pre-exercise meal, 3:1. Post-exercise meal, right after exercise, also 3:1.
Pre-exercise. Okay, we need to hear also from the others. Alia Shamsi, I want to lose weight. Should I take recovery meal? No, Alia, it depends on your body composition. In the beginning, no, I will not advise you to take anything in the beginning. But usually after a while, you will take more protein. So if I were you, after I do heavy exercise, I will not take carbohydrates in the beginning because I want to lose more fat. I will only take a protein. In this way, you will induce what we are presenting now is for athletes to maintain their muscles and the glycogen. In your case, no, you need to induce the negative energy balance in your body. So I will use, after I'm doing exercise, I'm sure I'm involving in more exercise, I will take more protein. So Ensure Max will be good for you, or protein product will be good for you. But I will be on the safe side, I will go for Ensure Max.
Dr. Amjad, we have Miss Afra with us, would like to speak.
Yeah, okay, Afra.
أهلا دكتور.
حياكي.
إذا كان حق البري ورك أوت أنا ستيل يعني معلوماتي مش نفس اللي موجودين معانا، فبس من خبرة 2 سنين أعتقد إن إذا باخذه قبلها ساعة ونص 2 ساعتين، والراشيو نفس ما أنت قلت البري ورك أوت most probably باخذ شيء يكون فيه الكاربس أكثر since I'll be using it during the workout.
Yes, I will go for 4
I'll
to
need
1.
it more. Yes, 4 to 1. And بس إذا كان في حال إنه كان after الراشيو بيكون different 3 to 1 I think.
I will be very frank with you. It's depending on your body composition. Now I have 4 to 1, I have 3 to 1, and I have 2.5 to 1. Usually this is how I will divide my players. And they have 0. I have, like, for example, goalkeepers, we didn't give them anything because, mashallah, most of them, they have more fat. Yes, they have good muscles, but also they have fat. So I will not touch them. I will not give them anything. I will let them lose more, but at certain level, I will give them more protein at the end if they are in the middle of the competition. Now, when I give 4 to 1, if my player still rely more on the carbohydrate and he still didn't prepare his muscle well, So I cannot say that his muscle mass is high. His muscle mass, it is within the level and even lower than the level. Okay, but his body fat is okay, acceptable, within the acceptable range. I will keep him in 4-1. If I found in the middle of the competition that they are not, and this is the problem, they are not eating well. So most of the players you are familiar, I'm talking about the professional, they woke up late. Some of them, they take lunch and come. Some of them, actually, they forget to eat. So, or they are not eating well, and this is the problem that we face it. So in this case, yes, I would recommend for them the recovery drink. They can take it within 2 hours, even this acceptable 90 minutes, even 1 hour sometimes acceptable because it's a drink. Okay, it's a drink, so it can be also very helpful for them. Then I will ask them to go for a training 4-1.
Because I
Now,
try to apply it on myself as someone who يعني train with heavy weights and such. أحس إنه صح إذا أنا يعني أنا الحين أشوف من منظور اللي أنت تعطيني هذا المشروب، عرفت؟ فأحس إنه هي أنا باخذه قبل بيكون أكيد الكاربس هاير، بس في حال خدتها عقب بيكون a ratio more of 3-1 or 2.5-1, like you
yes,
said.
but again, since you are playing as a weight, in resistance exercise, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now it's rely on your body composition. If you feel you are monitoring your body composition and there is improvement in your body composition and you are getting AFRA, you need to take it immediately. So usually you need to prepare it at home and take it with you, keep it cold, safe, then you can drink. The advantage of, I'm not here promoting, to be honest, Abbott or other, but as I said yesterday, I am the first one that introduced this product to the Al Jazeera Club in 2003, or 2004. Okay, because it's contain hydrolyzed amino acid. The part of this hydrolyzed amino acid is easily absorbed. So if even I have issue, I have problem, but at that time, the safety issue is the important for me, my safety and the player's safety. This is the most important also. So one of the advantages of this product is lactose-free, gluten-free, hydrolyzed amino acid. This is an advantage. I can take it. If in your case, and you are expert, mashallah alayki, in terms of the professional, yeah, I will go for 3-1, or even sometime AFRA 2.5-1. Okay, but the most important things for you, you need to take it immediately after the exercise both, because the difference between after 30 minutes or within 30 minutes and after 2 hours, if I took this amount after 2 hours with high glucose, that will be converted to fat. The advantage, if I took it immediately after, no. It will be utilized to replenish the muscle glycogen and the liver, in addition to control the muscle turnover. Okay, and believe me, this is, try it and go back at home later on and eat. It will be acceptable more than taking the sandwich. Or depending whether you like the sandwich. How
No,
you
I
prepare
try to
your
take the
sandwich.
drink. بس المشكلة يعني I have a big problem trying to drink the protein when they يعني إذا كان protein with milk, I have a hard time trying to have it, to drink it after. And if I did have it,
which type of protein you are using?
Currently, there is one that's clear protein, my protein. And because I mix it with water, I feel fine drinking it. قبل كنت أستخدم.
I will tell you. When you are taking more protein, you need to hydrate yourself very well, because for each 100 grams of protein, you need 300 grams of water. Unlike the carbs, unlike the fat. So drinking water is very, very, very essential. Another thing, after workout, try to drink water first, hydrate yourself first, then take the eating or the drink. Because without hydrating yourself, that will cause you a GI problem. This is like what happened in fasting. After breaking the fasting in Ramadan, the first recommendation usually give to the players, Habibi, hydrate yourself first very, very well. Then after that, start to eat solid food. Okay? Do not eat solid food without hydrating yourself, because that will affect the GI tract. But my advice, try take my advice. Go for hydrolyzed amino acid. Go for, try, I will not go for something expensive. Go for the Ensure Plus. Try the Ensure Max and make it in a flavor. Make it in a way that you are playing with the formula. I like to make it like a milkshake. Even the appearance, everything, it look different.
Inshallah.
Try it, and inshallah, you are in which emirate, Afra?
Abu Dhabi.
You are Abu Dhabi. You are playing with a team or?
لا, I train on my own with a personal trainer. بس حق سباقات نفس Spartan races. That's the kind of one I go for.
Good luck, inshallah. Good luck. Allah يوفقك, inshallah. Okay, we need also another volunteer. We have Afra. We need also another feedback. Just tell me, did you benefit from this workshop? Did you have something extra? Do you want to add something, or in the future we can add something for you? Hala, anyone?
Yes,
Dr.
good
Hala,
evening.
go ahead. Good evening.
Hala. I had
Hala.
actually a question. Yeah, thank you very much. It was very helpful with the ratios وهيك. Hala, I had a question. I was always taught إنه not for athletes, but for the general population, we would recommend 0.8 grams of protein per kilo. But I can see for your athletes, you go higher. What is like the maximum, or is there a range for the requirement of protein?
Yes. Yesterday we presented the range. Usually the RDA exactly, it is 0.83, not only 0.8. We do it by mistake, but it's become a common mistake and acceptable, to be honest, even in the clinical setting. But usually the range is 0.83, and sometimes we go for 0.83 to 1. Now, even for the elderly, there is a systematic review study that they said even the 0.83 gram for adulthood, when you reach to the age of 65 and above, it's not enough. If you look for elderly, the recommendation for protein is start from 1 to 1.3 gram per kilogram body weight. Even for adult, allow me to ask you, what is the recommendation for obese people? Do you recommend 0.83?
No, obese people, they need more, maybe 1.1.
1.1. Usually the recommendation they give from 1.5 to 2 of ideal body weight.
Correct.
Yeah. So that if you will convert it, yes, it will be close to 1.1. So actually, you are giving them more because their body surface area is high, because their weight is high, because even their basal energy metabolic is high. Now, in case of athletes, and this is what I mentioned before, now the problem of the protein, or the issue of the protein, that your body cannot store the excessive protein. So it doesn't mean that, well, I have extra protein, Allah, put it on the in the fat store or put it on the liver. No, that extra protein will convert, the amine will convert to ammonia. Ammonia will be converted by the liver into urea. The urea is a toxic product. Ammonia is a toxic product. They have to be excreted outside the body. So it will be mixed with water and excreted through the urine. If I'm doing exercise, I will build up more cells. I will build up more tissue so that I will need more protein. So the protein requirement will increase. This is why for athletes, we say the recommendation from 1.5 to 2. We don't go beyond than 2, unless you are doing hypocaloric. Now, even in the clinical setting, Hala,
yes,
what is the maximum protein that your body cannot benefit beyond it? Even in burned cases. شوف مرضى الحروق, what is the maximum protein we can give for burned cases? This is not a question for you, for everyone. بس احنا صدناك يا الحين, يلا.
I'm guessing maximum you cannot go above 2.5 or 3.
2.5. 2.5 is the maximum. Beyond 2.5, the body will not respond to that. 2.5 is the maximum for burn patient, and this is very stressed. Now, but what is the difference between burn and the athletes that are doing hypocaloric? Athletes that are doing hypocaloric, they are reducing the loss of body fat and carbs. الناس اللي باللغة العامية بيعملوا تنشيف. In this case, it is allowed to take more than 2 grams to 3 grams, from 2 to 3, because that to compensate what they are losing in terms of calorie. But as I said, in this case, you are not giving a protein, so the protein will be part of the energy production, will not be used totally only for the calorie.
So this, when you go higher, it's because they are on a hypocaloric diet?
Yes, higher if it is from beyond than 2 to 3 grams, but
correct. Okay.
Acceptable until 2. Are you working in a clinical setting, Hala?
Yes.
It's outpatient or inpatient?
No, outpatient.
Outpatient.
No, not hospitalized.
Yeah, an inpatient with critical cases like tube feeding or enteral feeding, where we are using something in the past and until now it's become used also. Again, as in this, they are updating their standard. We are calculating something called nanoprotein nitrogen ratio to calorie ratio. So I'm calculating the amount of calorie that coming from fat and carbohydrate, and I compare it with the amount of nitrogen, which is the protein. Why? Because I need, when I'm giving this formula, to make sure that the protein is giving, it will be spare to be utilized for the energy. For even if I'm using high formula with high nitrogen ratio, high protein, I cannot guarantee 100% that all the protein will be used for building, unless I'm covering the rest. This is why in athletes, they are doing hypocaloric. We are giving more protein because we know that the protein will not only be used for the sparing or building up, also will contribute to energy production.
Amazing. Thank you.
Dr. Amjad, we have Mr. Michael Alam, a coach, would
Yes.
like also to participate.
Yes, sure.
Hello, Dr. Amjad. Hope all
Hi,
is
Mr.
well.
Michael, how are you? Hayat.
I'm good. I'm a dietitian and a nutrition coach from Lebanon. I have a question for you.
Yes, please.
So, what if the athlete has a problem with the uric acid? So, what if the uric acid levels are high at when the athlete wakes up, his uric acid level is high. So, what do we do with the protein levels in his diet?
Now, in case of uric acid, usually you need to check about does that uric acid mainly coming from the food, or it has a problem, other problem also with the uric acid, because protein, yes, will contribute to increase the level of uric acid. Certain type of proteins, if he's eating liver, if he's eating hearts, something like this, internal, that also the internal meat, internal protein inside the animals, that also will increase the level of uric acid even more than the red meat. But since he's an athlete, you need to double check about how much he's taking in terms of supplements, because the maximum amount to be on the safe side to be taken should not be more than 40 grams per day if I'm taking it from ready to use in terms of supplement. So this is the question, Michael, you need to double check with him about his food intake and even about the protein supplement he's taking it. How many supplement he's taking? Does he's taking maintenance? Does he doing loading or maintenance? Does he take 20 gram or 40 gram maximum per dose? Or
he doesn't take supplements. That's the problem. He doesn't take supplements, but the uric acid levels are way too high.
Yeah, in this case, maybe he has a clinical issue. What about his red meat, his ahsha, bokal, mukh, brain? This is usually what also contribute al-ma'lag, al-kabad, liver. Also, this is contribute more to the uric acid.
Okay, thank you a lot, Dr.
You need, Michael, you need to double check with him because you can treat the uric acid. You can go for medication, it can be treated. But if it's not, I'm not sure about his body shape. Does his that he has a high muscle mass, or he's still in the
Yes, he has a high muscle mass, but he also has a high fat mass. So he's in the process of losing weight.
In this case, maybe he's taking more protein. If he's losing weight, he will take more protein.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to check about the amount of protein he's taking, even if he's not taking supplement. This is usually what we do. Even you need to double check with him. Let him check his ALT and AST level also. What about the creatinine level? Also, you need to check about it, but also he need to go and refer to the physician. That will be much better.
Yes, of course, doctor. Thank you a lot,
welcome,
doctor.
Michael. You are most welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Michael. Dr. Amjad, before we continue with two more participants who would like to ask, we have Abbott with us, Ms. Jinan, who would like to give a summary of the Ensure Max.
Yes, you want to start with Jinan, or you start with the questions?
Can we start with Ms. Jinan? So also, since we are already talking about the Ensure.
Yes, maybe they have some common question. Yes, go ahead, please. Yeah.
Hi, Ms. Jinan.
Hi, Kim. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you try to share your screen?
Perfect. Can you see my screen?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
So good evening, everyone. Actually, my presentation is going to be very quick, brief, and to the point, because I think Dr. Amjad gave a very informative presentation, not just about Ensure Max Protein, but also other products that we have in our portfolio, like Ensure Powder and Ensure Plus. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Jinan Assami. I'm the Associate Product Manager for Abbott Nutrition in the UAE. And I'll quickly just re-emphasize or re-highlight the points that were already discussed and already mentioned by Dr. Amjad. So Ensure Max Protein is the latest addition to our Ensure portfolio in the UAE. We've also launched it in other GCC countries. So it's available in Saudi, Kuwait, Qatar, and hopefully soon we're looking to extend it to the rest of the region. But as of now, both Lebanon and Jordan do not have Ensure Max Protein. They do have Ensure Powder, however, which Dr. Amjad has already presented and discussed about. So just to show you quickly some of the benefits that we have for Ensure Max Protein. It contains 30 grams of protein per serving in one bottle. We have two flavors as of now, milk chocolate and cafe mocha. And we're looking to launch another flavor, which is vanilla, very shortly. When you see the calories, it's one of the lowest calories that we have in the Ensure brand. So Ensure Powder is about 1 calorie per ml. Ensure Plus is 1.5 calorie per ml. This is on the lower spectrum of being only 0.5 calories per ml, still giving your consumers or the drinker with 25 vitamins and minerals, low sugar and low fat and low carbs. It's gluten-free and suitable for anybody who has any sort of lactose intolerance. So this is just a quick summary of Ensure Max Protein. I wanted to also show you or talk to you about our Ensure Club that we have and that we're leveraging. We're trying to build an online community. This can be accessed anywhere within the region, so not necessarily for just the Gulf region. Also, we have for the Levant countries, you can register onto the club. And it's basically a tool where you can learn more about protein, learn more about our products. You can get newsletters and informative emailers about nutrition and how to calculate your protein consumption on a daily basis, either for you or for your patients, of course. So you can visit the website or register through scanning the QR code on the screen. Now, just to show you where Ensure Max is available in the UAE, we have it available in many hypermarkets. So we have it in Carrefour, Lulu, we have it online in e-commerce platforms as well, Amazon and Mum's World. We have it in a lot of big chain pharmacies, Al Manara, Aster, Al Ain Pharmacy. And as of yesterday, also, we've included it in Life Pharmacy. So we're excited about that. We're growing bigger day after day. and it's available in 2 of the major fitness chains, which are Fitness First and Gold's Gym. So I'm sorry, Dr. Amjad, they took the mic from you, but I thought a lot of the questions also might have to be related to Ensure Max protein. So if anybody has any questions for me or Dr. Amjad, please feel free. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Janan, and I hope you'll allow us to share the presentation with our attendees. I think some of them have been interested since last Saturday to know more about the Ensure Max.
Definitely.
Thank you. Please stay with us for any further questions arises related to the product. Dr. Amjad, we have Ms. Mariam Al-Shamsi who would like to speak.
Mariam Al-Shamsi. I know many Mariams Al-Shamsi. Which Mariam Al-Shamsi? Do I know you?
Well, you know me since long time ago, doctor.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, since 2008.
طيبين ولا الشمس الشريرين؟
لا طيبين دكتور، حرام عليك. من 2008 دكتور.
اوه لا هي طيبة. اهلا وسهلا، حياك يا شمسي، حياك.
So my question is, because I work in mostly bariatric surgery patients, and we focus on protein after the surgery. So at this moment, like post-surgery patient mostly increase the protein intake and things like that. But after 6 months or after a while, patient will not eat protein. And I don't know what should I recommend for them, or how much protein should they be taken from the food or from the supplement is the best. So I'm confused at this moment because most of patients—
You are talking about after 6 months of bariatric surgery or within the first?
No, within 6 months, because the first 3 months patient will not even eat anything either way. So we'll try to put protein for them. But after that, after 3 months from that, we'll try to stop them from the supplements. But patients still on their protein intake is super low. Like they cannot tolerate, they will throw up a lot, especially some patients who reach.
Yes.
I have a patient today, like he's like even becoming underweight and his protein level is so low. I don't know, should I recommend supplements? Should I recommend to increase food intake, even though it's been like more than 6 months for him? So how much protein even should I increase for him? Is it like 1.2 to his weight or 2? This confused me still about post-bariatric patients.
Usually there is a protocol after that lasts with them in the first 3 months after the after the post-bariatric surgery, and in that protocol that you will use the protein liquid, and you will give them the meal every 2 hours, and the quantity will increase from week to week until they start to progress. And if you look at the calorie, I'm sure you know it more than me now, they start with the very minimum calorie, 300 calories, then by time it start to progress and increase. Now, the reason that we are going for liquid, even if you remember the food that we said, we always said that it will look like that, like feeding a child that they will eat by the spoon. They will start to adapt and learn how to eat this amount of food, steps, even the amount of, like when they come to eat rice, it won't be like before that they will eat a plate, they will eat only spoons of rice in terms of that. Now, some patients, they have the capability to adapt for this. And by time they can progress. Sometimes them no, they have other factors like vomiting that they cannot tolerate, or even the bunch of the stomach is small to them. So in this case, it's better to go for very small frequent meals and also to go for liquid meals or semi-solid meals. So in terms of the protein, for example, what are the alternatives I have? If I can give them food like chicken, like meat, like blended chicken with soup or a broth, that it can be done. But in the same time, Shamsi, I have to give them also to be on the safe side. In addition to that, I can need to give them supplement. So I will work on both sides. I will keep recommending the supplement, and I will increase gradually the food intake for them. This is usually how we do like a balance. We don't stop the supplement, then ship them directly to the food if they are not capable. Because also in other consideration in terms of protein, you need to be careful about the refeeding syndrome. Okay, Yes, they are still have weight, they are good, but I'm not sure about how much they are eating. Okay, we're not sure about the phosphorus level. You need to check their phosphorus level, their potassium level. You need to double check it carefully. But I will still recommend it. You can give them Protein Max, you can give them even Ensure Plus. If you are worried about their food intake in general, they are not taking enough carbs, I will go for Ensure Plus. But again, this type of drinks or supplement, you need to avoid the doping syndrome. So they cannot take it and drink it like this. This is totally wrong, Shamsi. They have to take it by spoon, sepsis, okay? So
Okay,
you
thank
can
you
do
so
a
much.
plan for them by hours. But if you need anything more, we can talk also after that, inshallah.
Sound great. Thank you so much, doctor.
حياك الله يا شمسي, حياك. You're most welcome.
Right. Another question from Ms. Zubaida. Ms. Zubaida, you can unmute your microphone.
Good evening, doctor.
Good evening, Galush. Good to hear from you.
Thank you. Thank you for this informative presentation. I just need to ask about people who are within normal health weight and they are doing some physical activity like resistance with some aerobic exercise, like for 3 times per week. What they can take after exercise? Is it enough like for them to take like 1 cup of milk with a small banana or 1 serving of fruits, or they have to take any other protein supplement?
I can take my own formula, Zubaida, but in this case, I need to make sure that the amount of the protein in the milk is enough. Okay. Even for my athletes, to be honest, or even the people that they ask me, I will say it will not harm. No, I will advise them to take milk, to put banana. But in addition to that, I will ask them to go and buy Ensure Plus powder. I will not go even for the liquid. Powder is not expensive. It's good. I like it. And also it will help more because it has more hydrolyzed protein. It has more vitamins and minerals within the accepted range. It will be a good combination with the milk. So I will put both of them. I will make a ratio 3-to-1, 4-to-1. Even a 3-to-1, it will be good in your case. Even if I will taking it, the good things that you will take it only after exercise immediately. So it will not affect me bad, but also I need to maintain my muscle mass. So the ratio is very important. I will not go for protein alone. I will go for carbohydrate. I will go for 3-to-1 if it is your case, Zubaida.
What about the protein? How many grams the person have to take?
Yeah, it should be from 15 to 20 to 25 grams. This is the range. It depends on your exercise intensity. If I'm doing more exercise, I will take more. It depends also if you are eating after that or not. But minimum, it should be less than, it should not be less than 15 grams.
Okay, thank you, doctor.
حياك الله زبيدة.
Dr. Amjad, we also have Miss Aisha Al-Alagbari.
Aisha Al-Agbari. I hope that I'm not missing with other Aisha. Aisha?
Hello, السلام عليكم.
أيوة. No, I'm not. Yes, I know you're Aisha. Yes, حياكي.
كيف حالك دكتور؟
تمام حياكي عايشة.
I have a question. If I can take the Greek yogurt drink post-workout, is it enough? It has 30 grams of protein.
Yes, it is good. You can take it. And how much the amount of protein on it?
30 grams per serving.
30 grams per serving what? Protein or carbs?
No, protein.
Yes, it is yogurt.
Yeah.
And what do you think? Is it enough?
Yeah, it's enough, more than enough.
The carbs, Aisha.
Carbs, let me check carbs. Wallah, I'm not sure.
You will check. Lactose will convert to lactic acid.
Okay.
Come back to the meal planning course. No, I will take a mix, Aisha. Yes, it's good to take it, but I can mix it with the fruit if you wish. Okay, if you wish, I need to add carbs.
Okay.
Unless you are aiming
3 point.
to, let's say, to lose weight more. Unless you are aiming to
Yes.
lose more weight. This is another story. Okay, but if I'm using it for competition, to play or something, not to lose a weight, to maintain my muscle mass, to maintain my workout, no, I need to make a ratio from carb to protein. Now, if I'm aiming to lose weight, no, I can't take a protein at the end.
Okay.
I think also Dana,
Thank you,
she has
doctor.
yes, Dana, she has a question. Dana, you want me to answer you on the WhatsApp or to answer you on the phone, on the meeting? Yes, this product, they are adding more protein on it. They are adding more protein on it. This is a new product.
All right, Dr. Amjad, can we go with the questions from the Q&A box? Or you want me to share first the questions from last Saturday to see if they have?
No. Let's do we have any question from any participant? They want to ask anything?
Yes, a question from Mr. Al-Hassan Jihan. I was using before whey protein, BCAA, creatine with multivitamins, and that actually helped me to build muscles and lose weight.
That's good. But I will be very frank with you in terms of this product. Now, part of the ingredient of the product that is not mentioned, that it may, as last time we mentioned, that it may contain steroid hormones or precursor for the steroid hormone. Protein alone will not build you a big muscle. Yes, protein will help you to lose weight because, not drinking enough water, and the protein is also high protein, require more water for metabolism, will induce the loss of water inside the body. Taking more protein compared with carbohydrate will also add a little stress on the body, and also the body will start to look for alternative inside. This is why it is not good to go for more protein unless I'm doing workout. In case if there is some steroid hormone, one of the side effects that increase also the water retention inside the cells and inside the muscles. So you need to differentiate between the body composition in terms of bulk formation of the muscles and the strength. If you are maintaining both the strength and the bulk formation or the body shape, that will be excellent. If you feel, and you are the one that you can tell, or your coach in terms of the weight and the frequency of weight lift that you can do it. If you feel that your body composition is higher in terms of shape and performance compared to your strength, that means that the product, it most probably contains some steroid and it will end up. Creatine, he said creatine or carnitine. Creatine, also you need creatine. I want you just to double check the type of creatine. Is it monohydrate or just only the raw creatine? Because creatine by itself, it will retain water more. If I will use creatine, I will use monohydrate creatine, and I will go for a product that it has creatine with the glucose, because the absorption for creatine is very poor. In order to improve the quality of the absorption of the creatine, I need to stimulate the insulin. This is why I need to take it with carbs.
Okay, a follow-up question from him as well. Some type of athletes, according to them, I think they don't need protein supplements. What do you think about that?
Yes, if they can take natural food, yeah. But why I particularly represent the recovery meal? Recovery meal is very important. You can do your recovery from any natural food. You can do it as a milkshake. But sometimes you are talking about we have three types of a protein. We have a protein called crystalline protein. We have peptide protein, and we have hydrolyzed. The intact protein or the peptide protein that found in the food, that require time to be digested and break down. So yes, I will take the food now, but until it's reached to the intestine, it will take time at the absorption. So I will go for hydrolyzed one because it's much better and it's available in this product. And none of them, when I say supplement, I don't have to go for the expensive and I go to the store to buy supplement. No. As I said, and again, I will not consider Ensure as a supplement because even Ensure, Pediasure, we give it for our kids in case if they have an issue with the absorption. And again, I'm not promoting a company here, but as I said, I used this product long time because I was using it in a clinical setting. Even before I joined to UAE, I was using it in Jordan. So this is not something new for me and not something new for you, I'm sure, about this product if you have background of nutrition or health related issue. Yeah.
A question from Tabinda. Kindly explain what is the meaning of 3:1 chocolate milk?
No, I explained to her, I read it before. 3 grams carbohydrate to 1 gram protein. So I can say 90 gram carbohydrate equal, or I need in parallel to have 30 gram protein. So this is what else, even what we presented in the form of menus, Kim.
Okay. Next question. I think Ms. Nasra is asking what drink to be absorbed quickly.
Nasra Darmaki or Nasra al-Hamdi?
Yes, Nasra al-Darmaki.
Yes, yeah, Nasra. Usually the drinks, it has absorption rate. Yes, it will be different. I will tell you. The drinks is much better rate in terms of absorption, but as much as the sugar content is below or less, the absorption rate is higher. As much as the sugar content is increasing, the absorption rate will be less. Okay, but here in this case, I need to look for a drink. Yeah, it will not be considered like a water, to be honest. All of them, they will be the absorption rate slow, but it will be higher than the food.
Next question from Ms. Janani. Can 100% whey be recommended for a 15-year-old teenager athlete who is a swimmer, considering the age?
100 gram?
100% whey.
First of all, I will not go for a complete, if she said whey protein, yeah. But I will be very, 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 very careful about recommending something for teenagers. We face an issue, to be honest, about that with academic schools. Academic schools here, that these are schools belong, yes, belong to the football teams, but they will go under the umbrella of Ministry of Education. They are athletes, but we cannot go and recommend for them a whey protein. What is the alternative in this case? The alternative, I can go for medical supplement product. So if I were you, and please feel free to contact me, and I will share my phone number. You can contact me later. Be careful about these teenagers. Do not go for supplements for many issues and many reasons. If there is a need to go, I will go. I will be in the very safe side. I will go for medical product that it has the approval of Ministry of Health. In case of something, la samhallah, happened, these children will be in the safe side and I will be in the safe side. And I will not open a door for this young teenager about the supplement because you will not able to control it. Believe me, I have a good experience about it. If the door is open for the supplement, you will not able to control it. You will not able to control it. This is something is too difficult to control because yes, the player, they will come to you and tell you, wallah, yes, we took this supplement from here and there, and we are only following the supplement that you are recommending it. Then later on, they will try to catch you to give them the approval for a supplement that you discovered that they already took it before without letting you know. Yes.
Okay. A question from Mr. Muhammad. EAA plus carbs is acceptable post-workup as well?
In order to answer you, no. Go to the website. Check what is this product and this is approved or not. And AA, what is AA? It's amino acid or what? Let me see the message, please. But I cannot answer like this. You need to check if this product or this company or this batch is approved by a third party or not. And this is what was aiming by asking this question, because it's too difficult to go and say that. Question. Okay, I will open it. I have only the question of teenager. Thank you so much. I want to have more information. Okay, this is Glycerna good, but we can give teenager ensure or glycerna. Yeah, glycerna is good, but as we said, the amount of carbohydrate in the glycerna is low. But why you will give the glycerna for a teenager? This is the question for Hiba Khalid. Why you will give the glycerna for a teenager? Does they have issue with diabetes or sugar? Are you planning to give it for them as pre-exercise or what? It's not clear. Ensure, yeah, I will go for ensure, but as I said, I will go with the recommended amount of protein. That should be from 20 to 30 grams maximum per day. I will not go beyond that. And I will take it, as I said, we can give it as a pre-exercise or recovery meal, or we can give it for both. Yes, Kim, is there any question or?
A question from Uhud. Doctor, I want your opinion about protein bars.
To be honest, I don't recommend the protein bars, not because I like it or I dislike it. First of all, we are not sure about the quality. Yesterday we presented, or last time we presented about the protein bars, and we said only 2 or out of 12, according to IOC, they were actually classified as a protein bars. Another way that if you taste the protein bar, it's very dry. So believe me, when we give it to the player, they didn't like it. It's very dry, the taste. Now, what is the alternative? The alternative, I can give you a drink that you can have water, you can have rehydration from it, and also you can have protein on it. I don't have to give you a concentrated amount like 30 grams of protein, 25 grams with carbs, with a high amount of fat. And this is the problem. If you look at the amount of fat and cholesterol, no. I will go for something better. I will go for a milkshake. You can create, you make your own formula. You have many alternatives. You have a product with 3-to-1, 4-to-1, even with the pure protein also is much better, believe me, than the protein bars. And may I ask you, Uhud, what is the ratio between carbs to protein in the protein bars, and what is the minimum amount of protein should be in the protein bar? If you attended with us last time. Yeah, hi, هلا شاطرة جاوبت. Yes. Okay.
Okay. A question from Miss Alia. If I train 90 minutes resistance with cardio to lose fat and build muscle, can I drink BCAA during workouts?
Now, the issue of branched chain amino acid, as I told you before, this is a general question. This is good question. If you want to drink a protein as a recovery or to lose more, it's up to you. But if you are aiming to take from ergogenic supplement, Binti, you need first to check, does that product is approved by a third party or not? It's not anymore, it's called branched chain or whey protein or aromatic amino acid or whatever, or ISO 100 anymore. I will take these products and I will double check their acceptance and their certificate by a third party. Alternatives, I can take a milkshake. It's up to you if you want to lose more weight. I have some product, I can utilize them, and I can be the safe side. Safety for a female particularly is very important, because if these products are and it contain steroid hormone, one of the side effects of the steroid hormone that the person become more moody, okay, become more aggressive. This is one of the side effects of these hormone, the steroid hormones.
Okay. Another question from Ms. Uhud. What about Arginine, to take it as supplement after 40 years of age?
Arginine you are talking, or what? Arginine?
Yes, Arginine.
Yeah, Arginine is good also. It can be built up after the age of what? 40. Listen, it's after the age of 40, after the age of 20, 30. Yes, it is good if there is a need for it. If there is a need for it. What is the aim? If you are aiming to take it to increase the growth hormone, even if it will increase the growth hormone, it will not increase it to the level that will induce the cell division. This is why I presented for you the recovery meal and the studies, because they were using proteins. They are not relying on single amino acid. And even when a protein will act, it will not relate it to or rely on one single amino acid. Now, these products, once they want to highlight something, they will go for a specific compound. But believe me, without let's say, HMB, without the presence of a protein, HMB will not work. Arginine, ornithine, lysine, all of them is good that it will stimulate the pituitary gland to produce growth hormone. But again, if there is not enough protein inside the body, this cell division will not be complete. It will be incomplete, okay, without any support. So I will not go for single amino acid to say that it will save me or will save the world and will create marvelous action. Yeah.
Okay. Next question from Ms. Janani. What could be the ideal age to recommend for whey? What are the other alternatives? Please recommend.
Yes, first of all, as I said, teenager, I will not come close to them because they're even below than 18 years old. And my question, why you will go for whey protein? Does their activity require that? If does their activity require that and you want to give them, yes, I will go. If they are athletes and they already, as a dietitian or sport nutritionist, they feel that they need to have it, I will have it. But Jinan, I will be clever in a way that I will not give it to them haphazard or any way. I will give them in recovery. If there is a need as a recovery, I will give it to them as a pre, but I will not give it alone. Like you said, even swimming, the body need more fat to make them more lighter, but also he need more carbs. He need also more carbs because anaerobic condition require more carbohydrate. Yes, it has more resistance. They need also more protein. So in this case, I will be very clever. I will do a plan for them as a recovery, and I will do a plan for them as a pre-exercise. So if you need my advice, my personal advice, I will go for medical supplement at this level. Believe me, I will be in the safe side because yes, they need probably more protein, more even energy. I will go for Ensure. I will go for a Pro Ensure, Ensure Plus. I will be in the safe side. After that, if they found that the result is good and you will able to maintain their muscle, and this is why you need to connect the supplement with the body composition. I cannot take it without measuring. And when I will do measuring, I am very classic. I will go to measure the biceps, the triceps, and I will measure the mid-upper arm circumference. I will compare it with the growth chart that I have. Does they are gaining muscle in proper way or not? Also, I can use the bioelectrical impedance, but I need to make sure that they are well hydrated. But my reference will be the triceps and mid-upper arm circumference, and I will collect the corrected mid-upper arm circumference area. And I will compare it with the growth chart. Then I will see that does they need more protein or they doesn't need, or does they need. Now for the recovery meal, yes, I need to give them. I can give them whey or I can give them whey protein, but I will not go to take whey protein from the commercials. For this age particularly, I have, as I said, I have alternative. I have medical alternative is used in health setting. It's used by all ages. I can be in the safe side and I can be recommended. Okay. After that, I can see what I can give them later on when they reach the age of 20 and above. They, in terms of legal issue, that they can be responsible about their situation.
Okay. Next question from Mr. Michael. Would you recommend a peanut butter sandwich as a pre or post workout?
Peanut is good in terms that it's contain more protein. It's good. But as I said, now we are talking about sandwich that it will be a mix between carbs and the protein. It can be given, Michael, even before or after. It can be given before or after. But the question, does your player can take it and play? For recovery, for after, I will go for a drink more than the sandwich itself, unless he's used to eat it. If he used to eat it and it's fine with him, that's good. But also you need to calculate the ratio to be on the safe side.
Okay.
But believe me, recovery, if I will go for a drink, I will go for something hydrated, because I need to catch up the recovery. I need to catch up the activity. I need to work in the same high level of activity. This is a very specific period. From my experience, what I used to do in the club, I used to take the body composition before and after. When I introduced the recovery meal, a pre-exercise meal, I introduced it both after I discovered the player, they start to reach the below level muscle mass and they start to reach the proteolysis or the wasting issue. If my player is the wasting issue, I used to spend more time to recover them. And I used to speak with the physical coach and the coach to reduce the retraining session. In the beginning, I used to face difficulty, but then after that, there was a trust relationship. They start to trust me. But this is why I'm interfering now before reaching this. Okay, this is why Mr. Michael Jinan also, if I'm announcing correctly her name, that you need to take the measurement before and after to do a follow-up for your players. And according to that, I will give the right recommendation.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
From an anonymous attendee, what is the appropriate carb protein ratio for pre and post workout meals?
Usually for a pre, we give 4:1 because we need to give more carbohydrate for them. Bosses depend on their level. If they are still in the developing process, I will give also 4:1. If they are maintaining a good muscle mass, I will give 3:1. If they are top with high quality, of high level of muscles and their physical performance is very high, I will give them 2.5 to 1, 2.5 carb to 1. But as I said, most of them, they will go for 4:1. A good amount also 3:1. 1 or 2 or 3 players maximum, mainly 2 players will go 2.5 to 1, not more than that.
Okay. A question from Farha. Hello, doctor. I work as a dietitian with Lebanese Army at the Military Academy. My question is, among the students who are following strict meal plan and not allowed to bring food for safety reasons, what do you think is the best strategy to make them maintain their muscle mass while exercising a lot? But note, they are not allowed to take supplements.
Yes, that's good. That's good. That's great. My advice, the first advice, you need to do a small section in your physical fitness or in the kitchen of the army there in the training session. And this is what usually even I recommend with many people that they work in the army, that they can create a cocktail formula. And this is very, 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 very important because the training session, especially in the Lebanese army or this school army, they put them under a lot of pressure or under high intensity exercise. So they will be totally exhausted and they are also they are, or they ask them to maintain their muscle mass, and even they ask the dietitian and the physical trainer to do the same to maintain their muscle. I cannot maintain their muscle mass without provide them with the recovery and sometimes even a break exercise. Now, within terms of supplements, yes, I agree with you totally. It should not be allowed to be touched, but I have alternatives. I have milk again and again and again. I can use Ensure because even Ensure is sold as a type of milk sometimes. I can use it in addition to the fruits and honey. I can make and I can blend and can create an excellent cocktail formula for them. I can give it to the players. So that's a very good question. And believe me, if I were you, I will do the same. I will do it after their training session because we have here a good experience, especially in UAE and even in Jordan before, about the army and about the training session, and here about the school armies also. So all of them, we can act with them, we can do with them like what we are doing with the academic schools here. We are giving them recovery drink after their training session. In addition, they are provided with menus, everything, but the recovery is very, very, very important because after they finish, they need to have something to maintain their muscle mass. Otherwise, it will be too difficult for you to maintain it.
All right. I think
I answered. There is for Muhammad Ghayath, Al-Ghayth, is asking what is the minimum protein in grams post-workout to see a beneficial shake. Usually, yes, it's better to be more than 50. Even if it is 20 grams, that will be great. If it is a 20 gram, it will be better. Usually it's 15 and above, but 20 gram, it will be good. Yes. Yes, Kim,
okay,
sorry.
Doctor. No problem. I know you're too busy and we are way past our time. But before we end, would you like to add anything or to say anything, Dr. Amjad?
And thank you, Tafri, for giving me the chance to present this presentation with you. Thank you, Abbott, for your support. As I said, I'm not doing that to market Abbott because I believe their product is well known in a clinical setting. But as I said before, since I have a clinical background, I prefer even to utilize it in sport because safety of the players, safety of the athletes, safety of the people is the priority for us, all of us. And our safety also is very important. But keep in mind, when the players, they approach you or the athletes approach you, they approach you because they trust you. So if anyone trusts me, I want to give them the best. And as I said, we are not good in terms of marketing the other products or the commercial product, although they are very strong in terms of commercial and they have a big offers even to the clubs for everyone. But as I said, since I have academic background, since I have and a clinical background, I think the best things that we are serving and helping the others with good quality and safe quality product. So may I say something also, Kim? This workshop is good, but believe me, we are planning, inshallah, in the future to make it physically. And there is a lot of topics also were supposed to be included, but we couldn't add it because of the time limitation. In the future, inshallah, we'll conduct the workshop. We'll also make other cases that we also will connect the body composition, how you will take the anthropometric measurement, and we'll present for you real cases about how you can determine the amount of, let's say, the macronutrient in terms of pre-exercise and post-exercise drinks or meals for athletes according to the very specific cases. So inshallah, hopefully we can see you in the future. And thank you so much, Kim. Thank you so much, Jinan. Thank you, Mr. Khalid Al-Kasih. I hope that he's attend. Also, he was able to attend. Thank you so much all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amjad, for that wonderful presentation. Indeed, always you are a very informative speaker, and we have a lot of good comments. It was an amazing webinar. It was a very informative lecture. So thanks to you. Even though with the shortest timing we have for the 2 days, we still gather all the very related information. And also Abbott from Miss Jinan Asami she would like to thank you and send her thanks to you. It was a very successful and informative event with you, Dr. Amjad.
Thank you so much. Thank you all. Thank you. Special thanks to my student, the old one. I'm saying, mashallah, Nasr al-Amri, Darmaki, Noura, Shamsi, all of them, the old batch, Dana, Hiba, all of them, the new one also. Thank you so much for, and thank you for even the Mr. Michael, Jinan, Hala, Afra, not Afra. I think I miss her name always because I have Afra in my class. So thank you all. Thank you. So thank you all for attending.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amjad. And on behalf of TADKIF management, we thank you for your time and for your all efforts. Attendees, we also will thank you for your participation for the both 2 days. And for those new to us today, please follow the new rule from Department of Health in acquiring your CME certificate of participation attendance. You need to download the UAE Pass. We will be sharing with you through a Google Drive the information and the step-by-step process of acquiring the certificate. But for international attendees and for attendees that doesn't have Emirates ID, we will be the one to share with you the soft copy of your certificate. And as well as, like Dr. Amjad has informed us, we are planning to do the event physically. And on that note, we are planning to have on September 23, our third Nutrition and Health Symposium in a physical event in Dubai. We will further inform you of the information and the agenda as well, but we are planning to have a similar workshop related to our agenda. So hopefully we'll see you all physically in Dubai in the coming months. Inshallah. Thank you so much, Dr. Amjad, once again. And everyone, please stay safe.